just as I mentioned off the top there, you've had a really interesting journey in football so far. How did you end up, one, at Carlton, and then, I guess, by extension of that, the decision to step back perhaps from playing elite level football and put more time into your career side of things in football?
I think getting to Carlton was, I'm the same as any other footballer. Grew up in loving playing footy, and was lucky enough to get spotted under the New South Wales system, as it was known by then. And was lucky enough to have that sort of set up where I could come down to the club and sort of experience AFL, an AFL environment, and was lucky enough at the draft age of 18 that the Blues were interested enough that they wanted to take me on as a rookie, and spent the 2012 season with the Blues. Unfortunately, my on-field, the way I went about it on-field, didn't have a lot of luck with injuries, and that was a bit unfortunate, but still thoroughly enjoyed the experience, and still wrapped to be part of them in a way with the Northern Blues, and still very close mates with a lot of the guys there now.
The game obviously continuing to grow, and a lot of money and resources being invested in football in New South Wales. You're from the northern reaches around the Byron Bay area.
Yeah,
what's the connection for you to football? Because obviously that's more of a rugby stronghold.
It certainly is, and I'm a Melbourne boy initially, and moved up to Byron Bay when I was 8 with the fam, and look, just so happened to be the Byron Bay Magpies that were there, and they were part of a 4-team competition. And so I think we played each other would have played every other team about 4 times within the year, plus finals. So it was, you're right, it's growing. It's very much a growing market. I think there's now 10 teams. Got the Gold Coast Suns up there as well, who are massive for North Coast, far North Coast footy. And look, it continues to grow. But I was lucky enough to, have a little bit of talent, but given the opportunity to play down there, and I guess my footy journey sort of started there and grew on.
Now, with all due respect, I mean, we're here and it's minus 14 at North Ballarat. Do you ever sort of think, well, why did I come to Melbourne? With the weather at the beach is just extraordinary.
It is beautiful, and I think I was speaking to the old man today, and I think it's still 21 degrees up there at the moment, and even seeing photos of Gold Coast Suns training, they're training in bright blue skies, and you look out here and it's very hard to see any blue, but
well, just on the point of when we see a lot of ex-footballers make that journey into the media, and it's normally an on-air role or something involved with the game. You've taken more of an off-air role in terms of media management. Where did that come from? Have you always wanted to be involved in the media even while you were playing? I
think in the later years of high school, I certainly enjoyed media and writing match reports, and always being from Byron Bay, there wasn't a lot of news coverage up there about AFL, so anything that I could get my hands on, I craved, and I guess I just enjoyed that side of things. Being part of Carlton, I saw the work. Michelle Treortha was there, the media manager at the time, and spent a little bit of time with her and just sort of observing what she was doing, and even the media team up there, got to know them quite well. And when the playing career didn't peter out the way I was looking, they were almost straight on to me and saying, "Look, we actually have an opportunity to provide you with a role," and I took that, and then from that, I guess, VFL clubs and the way that they cover games, that's growing. There's a market for it, and the Northern Blues then came knocking and said, "Would you like to do it for us?" So, thoroughly enjoyed the role so far.
I could think of worse people to work for than Gary O'Sullivan. Yeah. He is an absolute ripper.
Yeah, he's a superstar.
You're looking after the club's media and marketing side, but also studying a journalism degree full-time at RMIT, and still trying to have a kick with St Kevin's in Premier B of the amateurs. You must have a pretty chock-full diary.
Yeah, no, it's funny you say that, but now that I do have the full-time role, and I should say the marketing role's not so much, that we do have a marketing manager, Morton Webb, and he'll kill me that it's come on air that I've taken his job. But
sorry, Mort.
So, look, it's actually freed me up a little bit, actually, having a little bit more regimented. I had a lot of internships going and things like that in different areas in both netball and footy, and that sort of certainly was chock full of diary, and everything was a bit all over the place. But, finding time to squeeze everything in.
And the role here with the Northern Blues, I mean, we sort of look at the media side of things, and we say, there's the AFL coverage, obviously the various radio broadcasters too, but you're dealing with local newspapers, you're dealing with the website. What's the sort of scope of your your role?
I think it started off initially just being purely social media based, and that match report, match preview place. As I said, there's a great market. The AFL fans want to know what their young kids are doing. There's 45 people on the list. They're only going to see 22 each week. So I guess it's our role to tell them what the next 22 are doing. And so it started off as a social media base, and then we've just seen it grow. And you then got to remember that Northern Blues, there's another 45 guys out there, and they've all got wonderful footy stories. So it's about bringing a little bit of light to them. It's grown. As you said, there's local news. Guys want to cover it. You guys who do a fantastic job in covering the games. There's plenty of news in the VFL competition, and I guess my role is to be the middleman to try and bring that to the people.
Well, the Twitter's gone nuts. Fair to say. Now that Matthew's wandered into the commentary box here, I can't believe Matthew's is on VFL Radio right now, and I'm not getting a mention. Sir Len Jett.
So Len Jett, that would be Matthew Ferrantino, who is our wonderful stats man. Gives it to me every week. Doesn't matter what I'm doing, and the fact that I've got some airtime and he hasn't, he will be very bitter about that.
Well, Christian's also tweeted in with the hashtag Your Home Celebrity. You started that hashtag going.
Oh dear! So Christian is actually looking after the social media for the Northern Blues Footy Club today. So he's come on board with me this year, and he's doing a fantastic job.
So where do you want all this to end up? So obviously the Northern Blues, and very happy doing what you're doing at the moment. But what's the end goal? Because you are studying journalism at the moment.
Look, I'd love to be just involved in a football club. I initially started with ambitions of getting into the journalism world, but I think working in an environment where you're working directly with athletes, they trust you, I just love footy clubs. Being a player, I enjoyed the environment of it, and to still be involved is super.
How about their managers? How do you get on with sort of the player managers if they put media requests on and the like?
Well, I don't think you get that too much in VFL. I tend to anything that really does with AFL listed players, I still leave up to Loretto Johns at Carlton and Jay Allen, and they do a fantastic job. So sometimes
they certainly do.
So I get relieved of that responsibility.
Do an absolutely outstanding job. The VFL provides wonderful opportunities for people like yourself as well to own a space and innovate a bit as well, because it's suffice to say that there'll be clubs with different approaches to things and probably putting a different emphasis, I suppose, on how they want to communicate to their fan base and other people like that. So from your perspective, looking at how other clubs are doing things, is there anyone else you look at and either borrow a few ideas from or want to even pay some credit to in terms of how they're promoting their team and the competition at large?
I think it's you're exactly right. Like I'm 21 years old, and there is a lot of room for a bit of innovative marketing, and particularly in the VFL, it's still a growing competition, I believe, and there's a market for people who are a bit creative and want to make it their own to certainly do it. This year, I think I've kept an eye out a lot more on what clubs, other VFL clubs are doing. I think Coburg do a fantastic job. Going standalone this year, it was always going to be difficult, to try and keep that interest in that club, given they don't have the Richmond affiliation anymore. So they do it fantastically well. I think Williamstown do theirs fantastically well. And then, and in terms of do we borrow ideas, well, not necessarily from them, I wouldn't say, but certainly American sport, their social media or their whole digital media and the way they approach that is second to none. So there's certainly a lot of ideas that I borrow and steal from them.
Is that the hashtag Your Home Club?
Your Home Club is actually our membership campaign that we've used this year. We're just trying to promote. We've dropped our membership price from $70 down to $20, trying to get more people engaged in VFL. It's obviously the cheapest VFL membership, and we just want to. Particularly with people of the Northern Corridor, we want them to try and assimilate with the Northern Blues Footy Club.
Very nice. And if people do want to sign up as a member, where can
absolutely. So if you do want to sign up as a member, you can visit our website. It's on our homepage, Become a Member. You can give the club a call on 9470-222-4 or even contact on email at admin@northernbluesfc.com.au.
You'll be signing up, Nige, wouldn't you?
I'll be putting my $20 in the pool, I think, becoming a Blues member, absolutely.
I think I spent all my money at Wimbledon. I've got $20
You need to find 11.5 pounds to do so. Matthew, I've been around the competition a long time. The more people like you who have passion and ideas that get connected to either clubs or the competition themselves, the better we're all going to be. So thanks for your time here on Peter Jackson VFL Radio. Keep up the good work and good luck with your career path as it unfolds.
No worries, Peter Nodge. Thanks for having me.
And tell Gaz, too, if we could improve the facility at, Preston. Were we in the usual commentary box last week?
We're up the back. You had the 242 from Hurstbridge going past.
We could just
South
sort of
Marine
tighten,
line,
fix the commentary box up for us for next year.
Still better than a lot of venues we
That's
go.
true, true.
Always,
one
mate,
thing at a time.
Always made to be very welcome there. So, Matthew, thanks for your time and good luck
Thank
for
you,
your
guys.
Blues for the rest of the afternoon. Both North Ballarat back out on the ground. Northern Blues not too far behind.